What is a food that makes you think? How did humans discover this was edible?
Chocolate. I mean, don't get me wrong, I get why they were playing around with the plant, and all. The sheer process of getting to chocolate as a product is so weird and bizarre and kinda gross. And then it comes out as the lovely candy we know and love.
Almost every edible mushroom, lots of trial and error there. I bet.
Cheese is weird. Hey, Og, that milk you were storing has gone weird and lumpy. Should I throw it out? Nah, it's still good. Pass it here.
One of the first staple foods is kinda weird. Acorns. Acorns were actually farmed very early in human history. But to make them edible you have to soak them and treat them. Sure, you see animals eat them all the time. But animals also eat tree bark and leaves. Somehow people figured out that you could turn the inside of acorns into flour and basically eradicate hunger by simple picking up acorns for a couple of days.
There's a fruit in Brazil that needs to be cooked around 7 days, otherwise it's toxic.
Potatoes. Early potatoes were small, hard, and poisonous. Methods of making them not poisonous included soaking them in running water for weeks or, in the high Andes, leaving them out on rocks high in the mountains so they effectively freeze-dried. Alternatively, you could mix them with clay when eating them. The clay would adsorb some of the toxins.
The amount of effort you have to go through to make cashews edible, the fuck did someone figure that out?
What the fuck was Bread Guy doing? What compelled him to collect tiny pieces of grain, dry them out, smash them into a powder, get them wet again, but not too wet, and then put the whole thing over fire?
Cashews and chocolate are my big two. How did you all figure it out, and why? So many steps.
Ever think about coffee beans? Hey, I'm gonna roast this seed. Smash it up and drown it in hot water. Bet it tastes great.
Maybe not quite food, but like tobacco and marijuana. The amount of trial and error of just smoking random things to see what happens must have been an interesting time.
The first person to eat an oyster. How hungry was that motherfucker? Hey guys, I found a loogie in this slimy rock. Want some?
Fugu. Let's eat this fish dies. Okay, he died. Let me try eating this other part of the fish dies, okay? How about I eat only this part of the fish, not too bad?
Hockle. I think it was probably starvation that led someone long ago to eat that rotten dead shark that had been fermenting in beach sand for months. Surely that could be the only reason someone would eat it. Because I have heard Hockle smells and tastes like piss.
Cashews, raw equals this feels like poison ivy, roasted or double roasted equals just fine. I don't know if I'd ring that bell again after feeling the itch. Artichokes.
Humans are curious creatures. Food is no exception.
Cashew martu.
Vanilla flavoring from beaver butt.
Natter.
Honey,